Here you can see the stubby posts. You see that faux cut, that stubby faux cut? It's on 16 posts. Well, here are the parts of those posts. Now, I'm not going to use them again as posts, but I am going to take them apart. And so I think I want to explain a little bit about the how to go about doing that, and then I'll use a couple of those parts to explain what I can about the best way to drive a nail. All right, I took one of the posts out of the lineup and I put it up there on some sawhorses, and I'll go up there in a moment. But I wanted to show you this. You got to always be on the lookout for that. Not that and that and this and that and that. What I'm talking about is those nails that are sticking up. People might say, hey, be careful, don't step on a nail. Well, here, let's see, there's a nail. There's a nail right there. It doesn't hurt to step on that nail at all, no problem. But if that nail is in a piece of wood and sticking up, that'll go right through your foot. It will go actually right through your foot. And if you ever do that once, you probably won't forget it. So there's something to be watching for all the time. Okay, there's another. So the thing to do is you just turn them down. They're not going to hurt anybody if they're turned down. Okay, Gabriel's filming for me. Come closer, Gabriel, and let me show you about those nails. Now I've got this piece on the sawhorse, and right away I'm going to deal with these nails. There's one right here too. I don't know if you can see that. Here. Now, if they hadn't driven out like that, you can bend them over. That's okay. Now stop. To deal with pulling them, so many people use their hammer with a wooden handle and they'll pull it like that. They'll try to use the hammer to do it. Well, it's true, a hammer can do it, but the right way to do it is either with a crowbar or a wrecking bar, which is fine. You can pull them that way. But the best way of all is to use a pair of nippers like this and just pull them out with nippers. And that bent nail, you got to have a designated pocket for bent nails. See there, that one comes. And I've got one more, as I recall. Nippers. Now these, I don't know if the camera will focus on it, these are perfect for that job. Nippers that you might be able to buy in a hardware store like this do a good job too, but they're not sharpened the same way. They're for actually cutting off. Well, I don't want to explain it. All right, stop. All right, now these are stops. This is a post. These are stops. I know right where this came from. This was a side or an end, and that was a side or an end. And this is the stop for the strut that went out to the farthest part. I'm going to pry them off using this wrecking bar. And believe it or not, I'm going to save these pieces if they don't split. Look at that. That's dangerous. What I'll do is I'll bend them over and then probably try to use that same piece. Stop. Going on, I'm going to keep saying stop as directions to Gabriel for when I got to readjust. Now I'm going to go for that nail and that nail. This will be a little bit easier than taking the end one off. And I'm staying right in line with the nail, the way the grain goes, with this wrecking bar, and I probably don't even have to turn it around. See, I use 6-penny nails whenever I can. These are 6-penny. They're not 8-penny. So there's another one that I can use. Stop. Now here, same deal. You see how easy that was? And now I'm pulling this. Feels to me, I think that was pine. This is oak. oak grabs the nail a lot fiercer than pine does. Stop. Now to take this one off, it's tempting to think, well, I'll go in like this, but I'm going to go in on the end. And sure enough. Now I do want to say that now here I'll go over to the side a little bit, but I also have, oh there, the other end came up, I heard it. That would not be happening if those nails had been coated. Certainly not if they were what are called cement coated, which is glue coated, or galvanized. Forget it, they act like glue. But these are common, what are the common? Bright
Steel.
finish nails. Now what I'm going to do is pound them out. That first shot has to be pretty accurate. Boy, and you don't want to lay your hand on that either. I think there's a movie, I can't remember the name of it, where some guy does it. That would also potentially go right through your hand. The pawnbroker, maybe, where there was a shot where somebody did that, and it was symbolic of Jesus being nailed on the cross. Oh, another thing I'll be telling you. See this? You want to use your other hand to hold that down, so there's no bounce there. All right, now I'm ready to use the nippers and pull them out. Stop. All right, I'm pulling the last one with the nippers. I pulled all these other ones. And there comes the last one, and that was easy. Now, I'm left with a 1x6, pretty short, but it's clean. I can use it for another use. This is oak, this is pine, and this is a 3x6. It's clean. I've got lumber I can use for something else. Stop. Give me the 3, 2, oh, you're filming. All right, I'm just doing exactly the same thing, but I almost ran that nail on my hand because I couldn't really see it that well. But why I didn't is because I'm gentle. I didn't just throw my hand down. I put my hand down gently. But I could have made a fool out of myself in doing what I just told you to be sure not to do. Right there I did it again. I put it gently down because I didn't know if there was a nail in there I wasn't seeing. All right, I'll pull them with the nippers. Stop. That touch that I was talking about, a gentle touch, I don't know if some of the stuff is subtle, but see, I picked this up. This is the next one. I'm going to clean the third one. And when I picked it up, I hadn't looked here, but I picked it up gently enough that those 3 dangerous nails, I thought there were 3, 2 I guess, I felt them. And so no harm done. I didn't push my hand down. Over here there's 3. And so I'm going to deal with them right away. Stop. Okay, you know, this touch that I'm talking about, part of it is slide your hand. Don't put your hand down like that. If there's any question about are there nails there. Another thing, which is not related to nailing so much, is splinters. If you let your hand slide along wood, you're inviting a splinter. Well, in any case, see, there's a nail, and what I do with my hammer, and I'm a big fan of straight claw, not curved claw, for reasons I may explain later. But see, if I slide my hammer like that, I can see that there's no nails there. There's 1, 2, 3, so I'm going to get them. You can stop. All right, I've cleaned 3 posts, and it was really, at the moment, I want the lumber, but I just needed the material. I want to show you about nailing. By nailing, a fairly hard thing to nail, actually. I'm going to nail this dry oak into that dry oak, and I guess I'll do it on the edge. I could do it in the middle to make what's called strong back, but I think I'll maybe do it on the edge. But what I'm going to do first is, so this isn't just floating around. Here's the one I'll nail to it. All right. So I'm going to bring this over. I'm going to bring these two over, and they'll support that edge. I think I'll even bring another one. Yes, that'll work too. And here's what I want to nail to that edge. And this is going to be a hard thing to nail. One of the first things I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust this so it's not just leaning funny. I'll go find a thinner piece of wood. Keep coming. I've got a couple pieces here. That'll help. That helps a little bit. But anyway, if you've got it supported in the right way, that would help. All right, I think I can deal with this. All right, now to nail this. This is a little bit punky, so I won't have as much trouble as I might, given that it's dry oak. Here's a 6-penny nail. It's rusty. If it were bright finish and new, it would look like that. I think that's a 10-penny. Does that focus?
That looks like a 10-penny.
Does that focus, Eklund?
Somewhat.
All right, that's a 10-penny, but I just got it out to show you how bright it is. Bright finish goes in easier. When you've got it rusty, that makes it harder. So, all right, now I'm going to nail. Of course, I got to estimate where it's halfway there. And watch what I do here. You might want to back up a little bit. I'm holding a nail there, and the first time I hit it, all I did was position the nail. And I check everything looks right. I hit it again. I believe I'm into that now. But I stopped. Do you notice that? I didn't drive it home. I stopped. I can't believe, you think that camera focuses that close?
I don't think so, no.
Yeah, but I stopped because if I change my mind, I can get that with the nippers. I can get that with the wrecking bar. It's a little bit like you can buy duplex nails or double-headed nails or scaffolding nails, which have 2 heads, and the one head is left for when you take it apart. Well, what I find is I just don't drive it the whole way home. Not until I'm sure. All right, now I'm going to come, all right, keep filming. Now I'm going to come halfway down. I'm not going to come here to the end. Do you see that wasn't flush? Now it just happens that these are both straight. But let's say it's not straight. It's like that. Back away again. I'm not going to come here. Actually, I'm going to come halfway down. That's where I'm going to nail it. And I'm going to pay no attention to the end. I'm just going to pay attention to here. And by the way, your hammer ought to be in your back pocket if it's straight claw. Or if you've got to have it hanging in a tool belt, that's an option, but I'm not a fan of it. All right, so that looks good to me. Whoops, see, I missed. If you miss, you probably took your eye off the nail. Just like a baseball player taking his eye off the ball. There, I'm into it. I could hear the change. But I stopped. Did you see? I stopped. All right, now I'm ready to get the one on the... And I don't stay right out here because it's going to split away. I come back here where it's healthy. And, you know, look at this. See, I can still move it because the whole board works like a lever. Now, I think these are 6 pennies. That feels a little bit like an 8. Oh, there's... Pen, did he get by? Yeah, all right. I was telling Gabriel that a blacksmith will bounce his hammer all the time. Carpenters don't usually, but it doesn't hurt. All right, now I accept this. I think this is good. So now I'm going to drive it home. One of them driven home. It probably isn't going to focus that close. I don't think. I don't know.
Well, they'll see it. They see it just.
All right, and there, remember, I had made myself a kind of a form to do it. Now I'll probably just take that apart again because I don't actually want any more of these posts. So I'll probably just take that apart. All right, that was a little bit about pulling nails and nailing difficult wood. I can tell you this, that one of the reasons that I think a lot of people don't understand about driving nails is they got nail guns. They just bam, 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 bam. You know, have a compressor going or electric or something like that, and they just point and bam, and there it is. Maybe driving a nail's the lost art. Bye for now.